going to take 3 years and 4 months to get 20 students. Whereas instead, they could have spent like $300 up front to get 20 students in 1 month. How to land up to 20 new $500 students per month with only $300 ad spend. This is what we're going to be covering. Why 99% of music teachers get terrible results with their Facebook ads. Why most music educators will always be struggling if they don't fix this one thing. Number 3, how 35 plus music educators have used the SaaS Facebook method to successfully land $500 students consistently every week. Number 4, the simple steps that you need for the SaaS Facebook method to work like clockwork. And number 5, why the Facebook leads suck myth is dead wrong and how they're actually awesome. So a lot of people tend to think, hey, Facebook leads, they suck. Why that method is actually wrong and why actually Facebook leads are very good. When we directly control customer and lead flow into your business or any business, you can stop spending time reinventing this area of business. So remember, $300 per month on ads, it accumulates approximately 100 leads to a music school. So what this kind of looks like then, I've got a few examples here. These are results of Facebook ad campaigns using this particular SaaS Facebook ad method. Number 1 here, we spent about £150. This is the total spent, and we got 78 leads. So pretty good result. Each lead is costing about £2. Number 2, spent about £454, got about 335 leads. Number 3, this is Australian dollars, so it's about 600 Australian dollars. At the time, that was about $300 US, but this is about 99 leads in total. Number 4, spent $484 Australian, got 105 leads. $545 here, 120 leads. $466, 77 leads, £312, 130 leads, and $578, 97 leads. So everyone's hitting that 100 lead mark. Why 99% of music teachers get terrible results from their Facebook ads? So why is that happening? Firstly, they don't know how much to spend, and they don't know in what time frame. So they're just like randomly scattering money in the dark. They don't necessarily know how to calculate a good ROI, so return on investment. They panic when they're spending money. And so it's totally understandable when you spend a bit of money on ads, it can freak you out because it's, oh my God, I'm spending this. It needs to come back to me. For example, he spent £100 on one ad and it got 0 results. And he spent £100 on another ad and it got 10 leads, but it got no students. So the return on investment on both of them was £0. And it can start to seem, okay, this is unsustainable. Oftentimes when I see their ads, they are written or made backwards. They feel like you've got a megaphone and you're just yelling at people. And so it doesn't resonate with anyone. It sounds boring. It sounds irritating. The people they're showing their ads to probably don't care. They don't really do any research. They don't do any testing. It really is just like throwing a dart at a dartboard once and hoping you're going to hit the bullseye. They're treating it like some kind of basic household appliance. I can go up to a Steinway piano and plonk my hands and fingers over the keys, but is it going to sound any good? No, it's going to sound terrible, right? These things are professional tools. And so without control of a lead flow, life is going to be difficult. Most teachers will use everything but digital advertising to market their business. Everything but digital marketing. So we've got every other method out there, like flyers. They will go and deliver the flyers themselves that ultimately just get put in the trash. Word of mouth, if you know that you need to get, let's say, 20 students, and word of mouth might bring in 1 student every 2 months. It's going to take 40 months. It's going to take us 3 years and 4 months to get 20 students. Whereas instead, they could have spent like $300 up front to get 20 students in 1 month. And so they're doing it 40 times faster, but spending $300. Social media ads allow you to control your budgets, your return on your investment, your audience, and what ad you're actually going to see. All that kind of stuff is fully controllable. And so every other method is less trackable, more expensive for sure, and they're far less effective because they're also less targeted. Whereas a social media ad is more like a sniper rifle. It's just going to select the right target and it's going to hit that person. That is a pretty morbid way of thinking about it, but at least that makes sense, right? And so in reality, when you've got like a trackable, cost-effective solution to lead flow, you only really need one fully controllable lead source. If we've got one fully controllable lead source, which can be used to get cost-effective leads on demand with low time investment, low energy investment, low financial investment, and that's what social media ads are there for. Massive opportunity for small businesses that has never been there before. And so after a business has an online on-demand lead source, when they have that set up and it's just, I can press a button, boom, leads come into my business, which they can turn on or off at will whenever they want, then they can just completely focus on turning their leads into customers. So Facebook ads, firstly, are fast and affordable. We will often get leads for $1 in the first hour of a campaign. It's pretty crazy. Once the process is dialed in properly, it can be used like a tap to bring in leads. So we just turn it on, leads, turn it off when I don't want leads. Facebook ads have a really low competition compared to Google ads because no other music schools really use them. Almost everybody's using Google ads because they're sending Google ads traffic to their website, and they might get 1 or 2 students a month or something for same budget, like $300 a month. And the problem with Google ads is that they're very good for emergency businesses such as an electrician or a plumber. Music schools are not an urgent sort of business. It's not like somebody is, I need guitar lessons right now, or something terrible is going to happen. That's not the case. Google ads are not as effective actually for businesses which have a sort of longer attribution window. So Facebook ads as a mechanism, they're less competitive because people don't see a competing school underneath your ad. It's just, hey, here's us. Are you interested? And that's all they see. So when we get them dialed in, they're extremely profitable for music schools with recurring payments. If a music student is going to last with you for a year or 2 years or 5 years or something, the typical return on investment from a student from a Facebook ad, it can be up to 10 to 60 times the return on investment. You know, that's crazy. What else is going to give you that? So Facebook ads, they can be run by anyone in minutes per day, providing they know what they're doing. Once they know what they're doing, they can set them up in minutes. This is why it's really key to our process. So what does it really look like when we're actually running this stuff then? This is Grant, for example. Hey, I had 2 more signups this week. I made my platinum 3rd tier a little more affordable and enticing. Got my first sale of that and 1 middle tier, so we're up $1,600 this week. Glad I joined the program. Just follow it. That 1 month of obsession on it paid off. So he spent a month to figure this stuff out, and now like he's been making like a $1,600 week just using this process that he's got set up. This guy, Tom Sitzler, yep, got a sale. It was a 12 lesson package. That's $510 value. Moving on, Paul Sadler here. Okay, I just had my best week so far working with Liam. Had 18 appointments and all 18 of them signed up. 9 of them bought a package, which is $5,400 revenue made in a week. And of course, like, they're buying a package, right? And so if they're going to continue on after those packages, the lifetime value of those customers is going to be much larger than $5,400 over time. And again, on this process, using this process, he's already got 17 booked appointments for the following week. What things would you not be having to worry about if you had 18 appointments every week? Like solid inquiries coming into your business every week. Gone are the days of bidding on registry websites, and gone are the days of flyers and all that kind of stuff. We just don't need it, right? Deanna here. Win post, I'm ecstatic. I had no business and no idea what I was doing before this course. Just under a week of my first ad campaign. I've had 11 leads. So first week, she's never done this before. And right out the gate, she's got 11 leads, 8 of which I got booked in for a sales call or a demo class. And so far, 2 out of the 4 of those closed. So she's got a 50% close rate already. Pretty crazy compared to these SEO, which is going to take 9 months, or flyers, or bidding on these lead websites or something like this. Just so much faster. So what do you need for the SaaS Facebook method to work like clockwork? Facebook ads are extremely unforgiving to errors, and they have multiple parts and stages. So An effective ad is the first part of the equation. You got like image and text and whether or not you're going to use emojis, what headline, that kind of stuff. If any of these parts are off, people won't click on your ad. And that's what we need to begin the whole process. And so the audience must be carefully researched and selected to ensure that they're going to resonate psychologically with the ad and would actually benefit from the service. And so after someone clicks on an ad, the process that takes from a click to a lead must be optimized. And so once someone becomes a lead, the process to take them to a customer also has to be streamlined, repeatable, and practicable sales process. So click, lead, trust, customer. And we can't just jump straight to customer. There's no way of doing that. So we just need like a process to fix all the clicks, to get the lead, to get the trust, to get the customer. The process is always the same. It's a simple, repeatable, controllable, scalable process. We can scale it depending on the size of the school. I hear a lot though about why people don't want to use Facebook ads. They feel like, oh, I've heard Facebook ad leads, they're terrible, they're bad leads. I've used it before and they suck. I get it, but this is going to be why Facebook ad leads suck myth is dead wrong and how actually Facebook ad leads are totally awesome. So Facebook ad leads are perfect if you give them what they need. Most people claim that, oh, the leads I get from Facebook are bad. They're just time wasters, tire kickers, that kind of stuff. But what this actually means is they have a weak link somewhere in their process. And so what I found is that actually most businesses, most music educators, in fact, most music schools, they have no idea how to handle leads at all. They know how to handle word of mouth leads because, as I said, word of mouth leads have already done this bit. Word of mouth leads already trust you, so they don't need to do this bit. And so they just need to get them from here to here. And it's very easy to do that. But when they get leads from an ad agency, or maybe they just run some ads themselves and they get a few leads, they want to do this. They want to just jump straight to customer, but they find, hey, these leads stink. They're no good. They're bad leads. They're time wasters. But it's not that. Their process is broken. Most businesses in general, whether it's music schools or not, most businesses are terrible at handling leads if they're not word of mouth. They need to be educated on how to actually handle a lead to nurture them through the trust area and then become a customer. For example, my clients routinely sign up students for $500 from Facebook leads because they know how to handle a lead into trust, into customer. Because it's all part of the process. It's always down to the process. It's always our fault. I don't want to say it's like our fault, but it's our responsibility to understand that, hey, there's a process that needs to be taken. And it's not the lead's fault. Like, the leads are real people. It's not the lead's fault that they didn't buy. It's yours. It's ours. It's the process. The process needs to be fixed. So to recap then, most people use Facebook ads as a kind of utility rather than a professional tool. They look at it and they think, great, I'll just sign in, I'll just run a Facebook ad and boom, there we go. It's out there in the real world. They're at the same table with people who are spending millions of dollars in Facebook ads a month. And so to go in there blindly and not know what you're doing is just going to be throwing money into a black hole. And so without a controllable lead flow, business is going to be extremely precarious. Oh, I need to do something else this month. I need to do some more lead bidding websites. I need to do some more registry. I need to make another Craigslist ad. We're always just going to be like cycling and running this treadmill of trying to stay ahead of leads when in fact we could just sort it out once. So with the correct process, lead flow and customer flow can be systematized with one simple and controllable system. Leads are leads, whether they come from Facebook, Google, anywhere really, but they have to be nurtured properly and professionally.